वेलकम एवरीवन, एनीवेयर जीके.in में आपका स्वागत है। इन दिस वीडियो आई विल गिव यू द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ फंडिंग योर एजुकेशन। व्हाट इज फंडिंग योर एजुकेशन? व्हाट आर द फंडिंग्स यू नीड टू डू फॉर द एजुकेशन, राइट? सो आप पर्सनल फंडिंग में जाते हो, लोन्स लेते हो, आप पापा मम्मी से फंड लेते हो, but what is actually a funding in education? When you want to fund your education, suppose you want to do any graduation, post-graduation, any certification courses which I am providing, funding is one of the most important things you need to understand. Funding means an investment. It's not a spending, it's an investment for your assets. When you are going for education, you are actually funding for your assets. Now, आप यहाँ पे पर्सनल फंड कैसे ले सकते हो? पर्सनल फंड जैसे मैंने दिया है, I will show you later how I created and funded my own MBA, and later on I also saved my money and also I funded for other your courses and certifications. Next आप ले सकते हो लोन. Next is your funding from your parents. Now मैंने भी अपने पेरेंट्स से फंडिंग लिया. It's a common feature all around the world. You take funding from your parents and parents will give you the money. But मैंने, अगर मैं अपना बात बोलूं, I have done 80:20 funding. 80:20 funding means I have funded my own education. Even though I was not working, I have funded my own education. And 20% I have taken from my parents. I come from a very small middle class background. मैं small middle class background से belong करता हूँ. And मेरे पास इतना फंड, हमारे पापा मम्मी के पास इतना फंड भी नहीं होता है. The thing is that when you are in the young age, after schooling or during your graduation, you can start working with many part-time jobs. You can start doing some training, and you can start give your whatever you have learned in the training. You can also train others. You can earn money. You can go for multiple other things like your tuition classes, yoga classes, gym classes, like things, dance, गाना, ये सब music classes. यहाँ से आप पैसा कमा सकते हो. See, one thing many people think is that पढ़ाई should be free. No. If education is made free, then why millions of people are earning through education? Education is one of the biggest and top industry in the world. इससे अगर लोग पैसा कमा रहे हैं, इसके ऊपर कोई इंडस्ट्री नहीं होगा. लोग दारू बेच के पैसा कमाते हैं, लोग खरीदते हैं. लोग ड्रग्स बेच के पैसा कमाते हैं, लोग खरीद रहे हैं. लोग सिगरेट बेच के पैसा कमा रहे हैं, लोग खरीद रहे हैं. अगर वो सब चल रहा है, तो एजुकेशन क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा है यहाँ पे? Thing is that there are number of socialists who are working here. पीछे सोशलिस्ट ऐसे लोग हैं जो सही चीज को गलत कर देते हैं, गलत चीज को सही. मान लो आप एजुकेशन ले रहे हो और कोई आपसे फीस ले रहा है, कोई गलत नहीं है यहाँ पे, बिकॉज यू आर गिविंग और पेइंग फॉर समथिंग विच इज मच मोर बेटर, इज मच मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन योर एल्कोहल. ठीक है, हमारे देश में आप गूगल में सर्च मार लो, आई विल गिव यू मल्टीपल वीडियोस लेटर ऑन, जहां पे बहुत सारे लोग, इवन स्कूल स्टूडेंट्स, कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स आर पेइंग मोर on alcohol and paying less on studies. Multiple career ready courses, certificate, बहुत सारे ऐसे job ready, career ready courses में पैसा लगाते ही नहीं है, YouTube में खोजते रहते हैं कहाँ पे क्या है. कैसे मैंने फंडिंग अपना किया, आपको मैं धीरे धीरे सब कुछ बताऊंगा. It will be little bit longer video, but you to understand it very carefully and you can fund your own MBA. And the MBA which I paid was 10 lakh rupees. सोचिए, I paid my MBA for 10 lakh. उसको भी मैंने थोड़ा थोड़ा बचाया. हाउ आई सेव माई मनी. अगर आप सही चीज में पैसा लगाओगे, आपको रिटर्न वहां से हो सकता है आज ना मिले, लेकिन एक लाइफ टाइम रिटर्न मिलेगा. अल्कोहल से आपको फट से रिटर्न मिल सकता है, एजुकेशन से इतना जल्दी रिटर्न नहीं मिलता. लेकिन कोई आपको ये नहीं बोलेगा, अरे यार तू एजुकेशन पैसा नहीं लगाया, तू अल्कोहल में लगाया है कि नहीं. तो आपको कुछ बोल नहीं पाएगा. तो एजुकेशन पैसा लगाया, ठीक है, आज ना करो, जॉब क्योंकि मिल ही जाएगा, या तू पार्ट टाइम जॉब कर, या खुद से भी कुछ कर सकता है. आज तो बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी, मेरे टाइम पर सब अपॉर्चुनिटी था भी नहीं. वी आर लुकिंग फॉर मल्टीपल ट्रेनिंग, सर्टिफिकेशंस, जॉब्स, ये सब हम लोग कर रहे थे. हालांकि जॉब्स आर इंपॉर्टेंट. जॉब्स नहीं करोगे तो कौन, कोई तो दूसरा तो करना ही करेगा ही. आज अगर आप एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना चाहते हो, कुछ भी करना चाहते हो, यू हैव टू डू एवरीथिंग ऑफ योरसेल्फ. आज मैं एक हजारों स्टूडेंट्स को कोर्सेज दे रहा हूँ, सब कुछ मुझे ही करना पड़ रहा है, बिकॉज द प्राइसेस इज वेरी लो. धीरे धीरे जैसे स्टूडेंट्स बढ़ेगा और मैं एम्प्लॉयमेंट दूंगा लोगों को, तब लोग पैसा कमाएंगे, है कि नहीं. तो आप जब किसी को पैसा देते हो, ये मत सोचो सही चीजों पे. जब आप सही चीजों पे पैसा देते हो, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट देयर विल बी एन इंडस्ट्री, पीपल आर गोइंग टू पे एंड पीपल आर विल बी एम्प्लॉयड देयर. So let's start how I paid and funded my own MBA, and later on how I cleared multiple examinations. छोटा सा वीडियो मैं बता दूंगा उसको. Later on you can learn next things. Fund your education, presented by anywheregk.in, India's leading education and consultation destination. So how you can fund your education? There are multiple ways you can fund your education. There are actually 3 ways you can fund your education. You can work, okay, I have told you, take loans and take money from your parents. These are the simple way. You can work means you can do your full time, your part time, this type of work. You can take loans and also you can take money from your parents, right? Fund your education. You can work part-time jobs and full-time jobs. I did part-time jobs like blogging and gave many tuition classes. Now one thing I need to tell you that in India, many people think that tuition classes are very necessary for your school or college days. But the thing is that this is not the truth. The truth is that if you don't understand a particular subject, specifically some subjects, I hope you know, then you go for the tuition classes. If I tell about mine, I have not taken that much of tuition classes in my school days. In my college days, I have never took any tuition classes, and in my post-graduation days also, I have not taken any tuition classes. Tuition classes are like the extra classes which you take even after you have done schooling or college, right? So tuition classes is important. I'm not saying that it's not that much of important, but you can save your money, because when you are going for tuition classes, it is not ultimately going to help you in your career, right or wrong. It's not going to help give you that much of value or something, knowledge or your certification or something like that, specifically skills in your career. Everybody knows short-term education, long-term education. Tuition classes are short-term education, okay? This will not help you for your future. But what are the courses which I am going to give you is for your present and your future. It's very important. Tuition classes are always, how I have given the tuition classes to my students: average, intelligent and mediocre. So what you need to do, the intelligent students, I used to give them only 6 months of tuition classes. Try to be more productive in giving more better courses to the average students, and also I give more emphasis on the mediocre students. So once the intelligent students were much more better, they will move from my tuition classes. Why should they pay, right? The average students will be there because they need additional guidance, and the mediocre students. 2010, the speed of internet in India was not that much. 3G we used to get, but the speed was very less. And the cost, internet cost was very high. 1 GB internet cost around 250 rupees. So how I actually saved my money is 60% investment and 40% saving. Means out of 20,000, 60% will be my investment, I will tell you, and your 40% will be my savings. Means 20,000, 60% means, yeah, 12,000 will be my investment, and 40% will be my saving. Means 8,000 I used to have in my cash. Investment in mutual funds, in equity for good return. Yes, that is the main thing, that when I was doing my graduation, now this is the main important thing. I invested my money on mutual funds because mutual funds were risky, and still now it is one of the riskiest way of doing the things, specifically in equity. But I invested money because in equity you will get the returns. Yes, there are multiple ways you can earn money. There are equity, there are debt, and your equity and debt hybrid. But when you go for mutual fund, if you are young, you should go for the equity. So I used to get a very good return, 10 to 12%, 13%, it varies, and I invested my money. It gives you a good amount of money for your future, and you do not have to take funds from your parents. You can work part-time jobs and full-time jobs. I did this for 3 years and saved money. I wanted to do MBA and it was rupees 10 lakh. I actually wanted to do MBA in other countries, but options were there in India, and why should I spend that much of money when I can spend and save my money in India? You can get to know 3 years into 14,000 and investments. Means 3 years means 14,000 investment in terms of monthly investment. Okay, so 3 years means 36 months, 36 into 14,000
Just calculate and you will get to know how much I have invested. It was compound interest. Okay, let's go for some calculation in mutual funds. Okay, now you will understand. I took some money from parents for education. I never spend too much on fashion, etc. I do not drink and very less smoke, or specifically herbal cigarettes. Still now I don't spend that much on irrelevant activities which will not help you or help me. Investment in good certification is asset and helps. It is the only investor, it is the one investment where you get better returns. Whatever certifications I have got is because the money which I have saved. Today's people, there are multiple people who will spend money in their pocket money or whatever the parents will give them here and there. Specifically, if you go and search, people spend on alcohol, marijuana, cigarettes, movies, fashion, OTT. They keep on spending those activities, but they are not building their investment. Okay, they are not creating something good for their career. Then you create your own vicious cycle. Actually have multiple debt in your life. Means you take loans from your friends, you take loans from your parents, you take loans from the companies, and you actually are not creating any value for your life. So the thing is that when you are creating asset, you should create value for your life. You are submitting yourself, you are investing your money for something which is much more better. If I take the example of tuition classes, it is not an investment. It is a short-term education which you need. But when you are investing in my courses, it's a long-term investment. And when you go for long-term investment, it gives you the opportunity cost, right? It gives you more value. The opportunity cost is that you have two options. Either you spend money on these activities, or either you invest money on your certification courses, skills, knowledge. And this is very important. All the top companies which you go and search in Google, I am guaranteeing you, they want your employees to have a good knowledge of all the relevant skills. They want people who are abreast with the latest knowledge, right? Then only they will be getting higher salaries. If you want to do business also, same everywhere is the same situation, is everything is same. Opportunity cost, as I've told you, you can invest in any mutual funds like HDFC, ICICI, Kotak, Grow.in, and it's also available in many other countries. The mutual funds are also available in many other countries. If you are in US or other countries, the market will be different, but the concept is almost same. This helps you to manage your life and save money. I also did multiple internships, mostly free, but I got good job offers in Britannia. It's an Indian FMCG company. ONGC, it's an oil extraction company in India in senior management positions. Okay, I hope there are multiple students in India, around the world, who do multiple internships, but sometimes the internships becomes free, right or wrong. You do not get paid, but I got PPO, not from the companies which I was doing internships, but in a digital marketing company. It was based in US, it was a startup company. And whatever I spent on my education, I got back. Like this, you have to engage yourself. The certifications, the skills, the knowledge, everything you need to understand, and only you will get the jobs. See, jobs are there, the market is there, the competition is there. Now you have to understand what is your goals. If you have no goals in your life, you will spend all your money here and there, and so it is not the good way of spending your money. Always invest your money on some activities which are very important for your life. Okay, then you will find the goals. Monthly investment. Now it is I have taken from Grow.in. Okay, now you can see from here monthly investment. Okay, 14,000. I am saying in terms of rupees, Indian rupee. Expected rate of return. Okay, means the annual return I have just given 12%. It varies 12 to 14% also. Time period is 4 years. Over yes, you can reinvest those things. Invested amount is 6,72,000. Estimated returns is almost 2 lakh. The total value is 8,67,000 or 68,000, you can say, right? So this is the amount, this is the simple amount. It actually varies from your market, but it was equity return. So there are multiple calculators you can use. Okay, there are PPF calculator, there are mutual fund lump sum calculator. Lump sum means one time investment you have to do. Okay, Like this, I have invested my money. So always invest your money, because the money you are investing, that only you will get the return. If you are spending too much, because most of the people, specifically the youngsters, on unnecessary activities, and when they come for jobs, their CV is absolutely irrelevant because they do not have a good CV. Okay, invest your money on certification courses. Always remember, education is the best industry in the world. Education industry is one of the industries which creates better jobs and also gives you employment and also helps you to build your personality. Education is not that much of many people think that very costly. No, if you have a good way of saving your money, it is very, very affordable. If you do not have a good habit of saving your money, you will find all the things costly. Simple as that. If I, from a small middle class background, have enabled to do this thing at that point of time, 2010, when the internet was very low, there was non-availability of this Facebook, WhatsApp, very low penetration. Still, because I was doing management courses. So management courses, BBA, MBA helps you to get better in your life. Okay. So always, whatever courses I'm going to give you, some courses, fitness courses, this courses, that course, extra I will also give you. But all courses will lead to a good way of managing your money. All the courses will be very affordable and important for your career. Okay. So invest your time, invest your money, and invest yourself in something good, which people will say that, oh my God, this person is so good, right? They will try to say good about yourself. So enroll in my courses, best courses at the moment, affordable and very important for all of you. There are multiple discounts. Once you go down below, you will get all the discounts. There are PDF link, you will get all the details there.